I chose the discussion with Kim, the similar continued discussion about leadership. In this room, who consistently are thrilled to wait for a new week start to work on Monday morning, not for money? No hands. We're like, yeah, we're like, thank you. And who has the situation on Friday? You always say, thanks God, it's Friday. Finally, work, have a break. Okay, the second scenario is more than the first one. Actually, I experienced both in my workplace. When I talk to people, I work not for money, and the people just feel I'm fake. But for real, it's from bottom of my heart. I have the situation, I have the moment. A golf pool of more than 1 million employed U.S. workers conclude that number one reason people quit their job is a bad boss or immediate supervisor. 75% of workers who voluntarily left their jobs because of their bosses and not the position itself. In spite of how good a job may be, people will quit if the reporting relationship is not healthy. Maybe many people, at least 70% of the people in the room would have that situation. So many years ago, I worked in the international bank, and I was a commercial loan officer, and I had authority to approve the loan, and I managed the large project over $100 million. I often had to meet the corporate operation CEOs or CFOs and the governors. And I need to do the financial analysis and do the auditing on site and interview those leaders. At that time, I had an impression as the leaders, it's the first major factor to decide whether an organization, a business succeed or not. I see a lot of companies from very small and they grow big in a very short period. And I also saw some large operation, reputable corporation, just because they have the bad leadership and they went out of the market. But at that time, I was not care of the leadership. And I'm interested in the science, knowledge, technology, and my plan was keep going on the technical track. I was happy with my boss, and they're motivating, and they utilized me to do the work, and they saw my passion, and they put me in the right spot, and I didn't think of to take over or to participate in any leadership roles. Until I met the horrible bosses. There's a movie, actually in 2011, it was a shoot in Close By company, which was the company I came from. Jennifer Aniston played a role in that movie. A bad boss can take good staff and destroy it, causing the best employees to flee and the remainder to lose all motivation. Employees don't leave the companies, but they leave their managers. I had a very difficult time to face at that time was the new manager, new leaders, and I feel demotivated. And I feel my contribution was not appreciated. And my boss just instead of that, they just took whatever my work credit, and if anything happened, anything went wrong, all the blames came to me. So I was upset, and I was talking to my friends, families, but then I realized I should not whine and whimper over things beyond my control. And this situation actually inspired me to learn how to be a good leader. I started the Toastmasters leadership journey from July 1st, 2018. I was appointed as a area director. I oversaw 6 clubs in Long Beach areas. And so in my club, the clubs I managed, there's a bureaucratic, neglected corporate club, and there's a community club. The club members come from everywhere, and some people, they're educated, but some of them are not. And one of the members who inspired me, he's a handicap. Every time he had to have an assistant to take him to the club meeting in the wheelchair, and he draws. And even that, he would like to participate in the table topic speech. And people, it's so tolerant, and people don't always give a constructive comments, feedback, rather than just a comment, oh, you don't say clearly. I don't understand your pronunciation, so that don't help. So for those members and the club leaders and the environment, it's motivated me, it's inspired me, not because they have a higher skill, they have a better quality, but because their attitude to learn and willing to improve themselves. To be an area director, I had to manage the clubs, the operation on a weekly meeting basis, and I had to make sure all the leaders fulfill their duties, and I had to make sure I organize the area speech and support the division, district speech contest. And those contests will be over 100 people, attendees. And after that, I started to be as a club coach for club, also in Long Beach area. I started the coaching the club. They only had 4 members at the moment. As a 4 members club, it's not they should be go out of the list on the Toastmaster International. And the leaders are laid back, and they are not motivated. They build a culture like that in the club. So my role is to motivate the leaders and let them to influence the club members. And they had a very high resistance on adopt a pathway program. Even the club president warned the club members, don't enroll in pathway because you will lose all your traditional path titles. So their aiming point are wrong. And I had to host a workshop for how to run a productive meeting with them and give speech presentation for how to manage the change. If it didn't work, you have to change. How to establish the club, smart club goals. And I work with the leaders and the club members to do that and keep tracking the progress. So the non-profit organization leadership, by the way, it's 8 minutes, right?
It is 10 minutes.
Organization lead, it's not, no one grant you the power, but you have to earn your influence. It's difficult compared with you have a paid job as a leader. Kobe Bryant, you just mentioned, Tony. With LeBron James, James surprised Bryant on the NBA all-time scoring list on Saturday, January 25th. James had said that Bryant was inspiration for him throughout his basketball career. Even Kobe is not in the leadership role, but he can use his power to influence people. My call to action to the people here are, we want to improve our soft skill and capability, but please step in the leadership role. And if you have a power, you have the position, please empower more people and influence more people to be better of themselves. Thank you.